Welcome back, everyone, to this brand new build. It's not going to be overly fancy this time. We are going to be building one of my favorite all-time cars, the 2017 Camaro. First step really is to go over the plans here. I got all the color codes here for all the parts. If you hear blowing in like wind blowing, it got my fan on. It's pretty warm. So I'm gonna be checking. What do you want to do here? Check all the trees. Make sure all the parts are still on the trees. Everything looks okay. Nothing missing, which is good. Now, while the parts are still on the trees, what I like to do is I'm going to start with the engine and just start painting the engine. We got all the color codes here for it. So that's what I'm going to do first. Just paint everything that I need to paint. Let it set, and then I can then work on those. Okay, so working on number 1 here, which is this here for the engine. I'm going to start painting on here. Just got to make sure you have the right kind of brushes. For something that's this small, what I like to do is have a fairly fine tip brush for this job. Just got to get all the paints. Okay, so we got all the colors there. That's an awful lot of colors for this one car. So we're going to start on the engine here. So on here I'm going to start with F, which is silver. C is semi-gloss black. Basically this whole thing is semi-gloss, so I'm not really gonna worry about painting that again. So I'm gonna go silver to start, and then go to H and A and all around. Okay, so as the top here, I only need to do the center part here, not the sides. Okay, so that was the only one that was that color. Okay, now I got aluminum. Let's see here. It goes on. Okay, let's look here. Sometimes you get too much paint on the brush, you just dab it in there to knock it off. Okay, it's engine front here. It's got to be aluminum. Aluminum. I try not to get too much paint on small areas that are sticking up where the belt system goes onto. Just you can paint up like the shaft, but try not to get the tip of it, just so the glue doesn't have an issue with sticking the two parts together. And that also prevents the paint from smearing and just looking all ugly. And try to avoid getting paint down inside the holes here. That's for the glue. A lot of the times, these particular model kits are snap. Basically, it says what it says is you just snap your model together. Even if it's a snap model, I glue everything, just for the simple fact that most of the time the parts are loose and they jiggle. They're not very tight, not very snug, so I glue the parts anyway. So despite whatever it says on the box, in my opinion, still glue it. That way you know your model is going to be secure and it's not going to be rattly. Not that you're going to be playing with it all the time and you want to keep your kids away from it, otherwise, well, you know the inevitable outcome of that will be a destroyed model. Especially if you put your heart and soul into it and then you got your kids playing with it and you're not going to be a happy parent. And I'm sure a few of you out there have a few horror kid stories where you played with your model. Okay, looks good. Alright, now what's next? Okay, now for the belt system here, it says for the belts here to be semi-gloss, but I don't like that idea. I like it to be flat black, where there's no shininess on it. Because the belts generally are that rubber compound. It doesn't shine. It's not shiny. So, and this is all aluminum. The whole engine, yeah, okay. So for this large section here, I'm not going to worry too much about being clean and tidy, because this is the thing that holds everything together. Just use a bigger brush, a little more paint, and just spread it around. But don't overdo the paint, otherwise it'll be dripping all over the place. Okay. Now in the engineering, you don't want to do this part here because you got the cap that goes on there. And I'm not going to do under here because that's where the oil pan goes. Just do the along the edge. That's all you really need to do. On the front here, I'm just going to do along the edges too. Because you got the front cover of the engine going on here. Okay. Alright, so what's next? Do the belts. Alright, I'm gonna do the fan blades here too. Oops, wrong brush for that because it's a small part. Alright. Alright, now I'm gonna pull out the flat black. Okay, so we got the belt and pulley system here. Oops. And I just want the paint on the belt only. Now I'm going to do each one of these wheels aluminum. It's good. All right. Now for areas like this, for the inside of the engine compartment, I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna spray paint it a matte black. I'm gonna take this, spray that gloss black, I think. This all has to be done aluminum. It's gonna be interior. This here is gonna be painted, all that. So I gotta find out what the interior color is. I think I know what it is. A tan color for the seats and all that. Same with the inside door frame here. A tan with a running of black along the sides. Yeah. Okay, now I got this is ready to go. It's just the first coat. Let that set and do a final coat on top of that after. Okay, got the painting done. All the areas that I needed to get done. So now I'm going to start putting this thing together. I'm going to start with these two halves. Which are these here, the primary engine core. Let's get that done. Got these cool little pads here from your hobby shop. You pretty much get them online as well if your hobby shop doesn't have them. Comes in real handy. I got many different versions of this stuff here too. I got this. Got this. Got a whole bunch of sizes, even teeny tiny thin ones. You name it, you can get them. Always helpful to do a test fit first before you put it on in place. Belt. You scrape the paint off, you just go back later and touch it up, that's all. Starter goes right here on the back. All right. put, where did these there we go. This one, this one. And these come in different grits as well. So I got really, really fine all the way up to really coarse. Of course. Now, the manifolds. Pays to pay attention to the instructions. So I put this, the top on. Now it came perfectly clear where these go because it got the notches up in there and they fit snugly along the side of the engine here. Okay, so we got the front wheel suspension system here. Going to be working on this. I'm going to paint these wheel wells here an aluminum first. Just need to do the fronts, so you don't need to do the sides or the back or anything. Just where it's going to be seen. Okay, so according to the plans here, this clips in here. And let's see here. Okay, those. And we got pins that go in here. On that side. On this side. I'm going to do one at a time and then. Actually, what I want to do here first, I want to get the rubber on these wheels here first. Had a little issue with get the tires on there, but they're all on there now, so just got to put them in place. Alright, so I got this section here done. Now I'm going to work on this for the rear end. So I got this painted matte black. Now I'm going to work on the rear end here. Okay. Always important to do a test fitting. Alright, I got this here. Now for these really tiny little spots. Got my tweezers. Okay, so we got this rear suspension done here. I'm gonna get these areas here done now. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is get the rear brake pads on. I need to figure this out here. Okay, so I got all that in place there. I got that. I just need to get the front end in place now, and then put the wheels on the back, and get that on, and then we got the bottom finished. Okay. And then this goes on this way. All right. So when you test fit, it gives you a chance to see where you need to glue and where not to, or where you don't need to. Okay, now we got the piping here. If you go like this to break it off, good chance is you're gonna tear off a bit of the plastic that's directly attached to the part, which means you'll have a gouge or a hole or something like that. So that's why you want to snip the parts off as often as you can. In some cases you can't, but mostly in the majority of the cases, just use your snips or really fine scissors. Now, any shiny parts that shine through where the glue is, it's once it dries, you just go back and touch it up with matte black, and it'll blend it right in. You won't even notice that it was glued. There you have it. Oh, guess you can't drive anywhere until the wheels are in place, huh? It's a bit of glue on the side there, so. Now we can drive. Woohoo! Okay, not really. There's no motor in it. Okay, well, that's it for this episode, folks. Well, there you have it. That's the beginning of the car. In the next episode, we will be working on the interior. If you guys have any questions or you want me to do some commission work for you, you can contact me at epyc.models@gmail.com. And please check out my website, www.epyc.models.com. Please like, subscribe, comment, don't forget to share, and click that notification bell for any future uploads. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.